Yo,
No, you good. You good.
go.
You good.
Go. Okay.
All right, Dom. Your boy Tory Lanez. They say he getting out. Hold on. Let me play this for the folks. He getting out, right? That's what they say.
Not long ago, Unite the People was approached by a gentleman named Bradley James. Mr. James informed us he was working as the bodyguard and driver for Miss Kelsey Harris during Mr. Peterson's trial. As such, he was in close proximity and he had privy to conversations she was having with her husband and others. Mr. James informed us he was not under a non-disclosure agreement or a confidentiality agreement and was free to speak with Unite the People, and that he was doing it because his conscience would not let him not speak and leave a man in prison for something he did not do. Mr. James informed Unite the People that he was witness to the conversation Miss Harris had where she stated she had the gun, she fired it 3 times, Mr. Peterson grabbed her arm and knocked it down, and the gun fired 2 more times. In essence, Mr. Peterson never shot anybody, never even touched that gun, never fired the gun. This statement aligns with the statement of the only non-party witness to the case, Mr. Sean Kelly, who at trial testified he saw 2 women fighting, 2 men break up the fight, 1 man grabbed the other one's arm, gunshots came from the passenger side.
All right, Dom. What you got?
Okay. I just want to remind people that, again, court of law, we talk about under oath. We talked about how Lil' Kim ended up in jail,
Mm-hmm.
lying under oath, all these different things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to play.
Press 1 to accept the call. To deny this call, thank you for using Tellme. Okay. Huh? I'm in the hospital. I'm outside the hospital. About what?
Okay, and then I'm gonna skip it ahead. So, with that being said, I'm like, okay, so we all know that. Sorry, I never. So, again, you already know you're a felon. You're not
Mm-hmm.
supposed to even be around a gun. Which we know, nigga. We know niggas. Y'all be whatever. But you also know that Kelsey was granted immunity on waived her Fifth Amendment rights because we talked about this on the live last week. That will require her to tell the truth about what happened. Okay, great, whatever. But also, again, in the comments throughout social media, as people was putting it on Kelsey, Tory is commenting that that's not what happened. That's not true. Kelsey didn't shoot anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So if you know that's what happened, my question is to you, why are you taking the fall for somebody for a street code that you don't even gotta abide by? You're not from here. And you can
Hold up,
say,
so you saying street code doesn't matter if you're in a different country?
listen, you if you talking about, oh, my family, me being away from my kid is at risk, I'm gonna say without saying it's so many ways that you can say that this allegedly I did not do this. You could say whatever because all we know is Megan's story, which is I was walking away. I got out the car. I was walking away. And by the time whomever saw this tussle, they was late to the party. Also, like I said, y'all talking about hearsay, post something, this is now coming
That's
up.
my main thing. Is like, who is this random person that's
And that's what I'm saying. This could be somebody random. But also, like I said, this entire time, this is a thing because of what you did. You started trolling Meg online, and that's how this even came out. But it was the state that pressed charges against her, Tory Lanez, not Meg. I said last week, just like Rihanna didn't press charges against Chris Brown,
Mm-hmm.
the state of California did. Cassie is not pressing charges against Puff Daddy. The state of New York is. So I don't understand why everybody is so lost about what's happening. And this is all hearsay. And it's again, it seems like this case of his people playing these blogs, just like how he's texting Jason Lee, which is weird. And I want to say something about him, who always tries to play like he's this guy's girl or whatever, or like he wants to empower women, but then you get up there and you tear women down all the time. You talk to them crazy. You don't support and uplift. And again, y'all are sitting up here acting as if this person was like, heal the world, let's make it a better place. No, the fuck he's not. And sometimes, you know what, guys? There are consequences for your actions. And now y'all trying to flip this, onto Kelsey even more, which causes even more harassment for her. So to take this, it's like, oh, you're this you this person. I took the L. No, I'm sorry. If I know I didn't do something and I know all these things are at jeopardy for me, my life, and I get it, men or whatever, like, oh, I try to protect 2 black women. No, the fuck you did it. Because if you did, you wouldn't have started that shit to begin with. We are here because of you. The police was already outside of y'all dispute in the gunshots. Once the hospital was gonna have to report that it was fragments of gun, like of a casing in her foot of a bullet. So I don't understand what the hang up is. And then you got, people like this idiot that is that's out here, that is the prosecutor, saying, I'm calling on Governor Gavin Newsom to review Tory Lanez's case and issue a pardon. His 10-year sentence was based on flawed evidence, political pressure, and prosecutorial bias. Justice must be blind, not driven by headlines. And everybody's talking about free Tory Lanez or whatever. Like, who are you? And here's the thing: it's like Megan identified him as the person firing 5 rounds at her. He called the person he is saying is the shooter, and he was apologizing. Gunshot residue was on his hands. He refused to testify. He refused to assist the police in the investigation. He appears to be paying people to pretend to hear things. Justice isn't pardon. Justice is arguing your perspective in front of a jury, which he refused to do, which is fact. He does not deserve a pardon. Did you all review the evidence, or you ran to headlines that are meant to elicit emotions and feelings? So I'm just like, I'm just trying to understand why y'all are really going hard for this nigga. It makes no sense to me. Because why would you say dance bitch? And I get it. All y'all are drunk. Y'all was leaving that girl house drunk. But I think it's weird that you calling Kelsey, again, the person that you saying that's supposed to have shot her, apologizing for your actions. I didn't mean for any of this to happen like this.
I'll say this.
But let people say, oh, that's just because of how his behavior was at Kylie. He was coming on to Kylie, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, if you believe that Kelsey did this, are you going to put this on Kelsey? Because Meg didn't shoot herself. I'm not calling Kelsey. I'm not saying nothing to her at all. Nobody in their right mind with sense would even call her. It looks like you are trying to do damage control. You know that call is recorded.
I mean, what my main thing is with this is, and even before we even finish up, make sure y'all go check out our Diddy Watch segment every Wednesday live, 8 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. We'll be back again this week. But my main thing is, hey man, y'all niggas be acting like these be political prisoners that be in here for these jail sentences. These is not Mumia Abdul Jamal. This ain't Asada Shakur. This ain't no Sundiai Kofi. This ain't no
Nelson Mandela.
Matula Shakur. This ain't no Nelson Mandela, where someone that was fighting for people and fighting for who we are. This is a nigga of songs that I don't even barely know.
But the other weird part about this that's just really interesting.
My thing
is when we talk about like you said, the conspiracy.
And I get it if he did not do it, but it all points to him doing it. And people were like, well, his gun residue wasn't on his hands, and I forgot some other bullshit out there with that. Now, all three of them is dumb motherfuckers, though, man. All three of them. Kelsey, dumb as hell for thinking that she could she tried to tiptoe both lines. She tried to do I'm gonna get immunity and then plead the fifth at the same time and be able to tiptoe it and make it all ambiguous that people don't know what. But damn, she got immunity and she committed the fifth. Ooh, she can come out and say that she did it. Then Meg is dumb for fucking with a short nigga like Tory Lanez in the first place. That was her fuck up in general. And she should have came out the beginning saying that, hey, it was him. And then Tory should have been like, yo, I was fucked up. I shot at her or whatever. Boom, let me go and take my probation and keep it pushing. Or he could have not fucked with Meg about it, and when she wasn't gonna say nothing about it at all, and then just be like, "Yo, my bad."
But like I said, we're here because of you. And
his actions. And I know he's young and he was fucked up and he was up, but you gotta take responsibility for that. And it's convenient that he's trying to use all these different ploys to try to fucking get out of jail. The thing, and I'm glad this brother is not hurt from his altercation in prison recently. We were stabbed those many times. But it's like, it was convenient that he said that the lawyer comes out with all this shit like right after that, but they've not put any paperwork in. There's no paperwork been put in. Everybody's talking about, well, we have new information and we finna put in this. There's no paperwork put in.
There's no paperwork.
Some ass Republican representative saying that they're finna petition Gavin Newsom
to
release him.
But it's also, you know, if anything, like I said, you know, when you made the statement earlier in regards to black people and conspiracy theory, when the facts are there, why can't we just deal in a fact?
Anna Pauline is her name.
Yeah, that's the tweet.
And
that
she
I
ain't
read.
even in the goddamn state. She in Florida. She ain't even in California. She ain't got
like
shit.
I said, it's weird that it's all these Republicans trying to back this nigga up, and it's just like, we'll get there. But also, like I said, nigga, when the facts are the facts, like we said regarding Puffy's case, the state not gonna come after you unless they know they can guarantee they can get a conviction. Is the law fucked up? Yes. But, you know, and everybody, we talked about this, always surprised if they didn't have him deported, but then it's like the reality is like he'll likely get deported after his sentence or whatever. But it's just weird to me that here the sky is blue. Well, that's not true because of, you know, XYZ, and then it's really magenta mixed with white, and no, but the fact is the motherfucking sky is blue.
Mm-hmm. And
Why
look,
is that hard?
and you know what's even sadder, Dom, low key? All these cats really think all these people gonna get off, and they're very similar to Trump supporters because they'll flip this somehow in some way. Like remember everyone was so sure Tory was gonna get off. Remember they were
Mhm.
like, it ain't no way
Well,
that he can get
when
off.
it came out how he was paying, they were paying all of these blogs, and it wasn't even paying him a lot of money.
Yeah, but I'm
Like that,
saying, but even then, this regular people was like, oh man, I think Tory gonna get off,
yeah,
and
but
it
then
was
but
nowhere
also
close
but
to it.
like
He
a
was
lot
guilty
of
on every one of them.
that it's just a lot of incel behavior, and what I want people to understand is, and I had a post about this the other day asking if are y'all all right, because y'all are allowing a lot of the people that was in resource that are not that actively did not try to get better to figure out whatever ism that they had, whatever little tick, maybe they couldn't add, maybe they couldn't read properly or whatever. Y'all are giving them this space and this platform to lead y'all. Academics is one of them. Joe Budden is one of them. I'm like, I need Mark Lamont Hill to stop going on that platform because now I'm starting to look at you crazy because them niggas can't be paying you like that. Take your ass back to Al Jazeera and talk to people with sense because them niggas, because that light skinned weird cat on that show, I don't even know that motherfucking name.
Ish.
Well, bitch is his name.
No, don't do that. Don't. You ain't got
I
to
did it, and don't delete it. Leave it in there.
Come on, man.
Because to me, it's like, I don't understand how y'all don't understand, even as they're talking about, like, poor guy, Mark Lamont, is trying to break down the Puffy case to them. And it's like, it just doesn't register because we've seen Joe Budden be an abuser on Love and Hip Hop multiple times. The stuff that Ish
Have
says,
we seen it on Love and Hip Hop or just heard of him being an abuser? That's two different things.
nigga, we're actively seeing him emotionally break down women on Love and Hip Hop.
Okay. Yeah, good. Thank you for the clarification of like, because some people would think. I
That's the
know he's been
poster
accused of.
said years ago how he.
No. I just said that. I just said he's been accused of
Yeah,
physical
no.
abuse.
No. It's
But I'm
too many.
saying,
It's
but
too
on the
many
show, it was
instances
emotional
where,
abuse. You're saying.
like we said about Trey Songz, where there's smoke, there's fire. So we've heard about things regarding him in the physical sense. We've seen it in the literal sense. So I'm not. They go hand in hand, and I think I need people to understand that abuse and what people do to survive in abuse is so many things. So you can say that Cassie was this active, willing participant in XYZ, but you're now finding out that, hey, when I tried to leave, this is what happened. Today it came out that Cassie's mama ended up paying him 20 grand to not leak a sex tape of them. Her and him, when it was rumored that she was kicking it with Kid Cudi. If that's not abuse, and then we talk about revenge porn,
Yeah,
that is
we already talked about
illegal.
that on Surviving Diddy. Make sure
We
y'all
are,
tune
but
in.
I just want people to understand that. And then y'all so used to having relationships and seeing y'all parents in emotionally, in abusive relationships. And you perpetuate that shit because you think it's normal.
Yeah.
And so y'all look at people like a Meg or a Cassie or a Hallie that they're lying. And a lot of it, and I'll say this is, let me be real with you.
Okay.
A lot of this shit comes from, when I say incel behavior, it is men and a certain level of entitlement that men still feel like they should have. And we talk about the lane when they know that a woman of that caliber ain't gonna fuck with them. So for them, it feels good when they see women like that or that look like that are telling their stories that they're hurting. And then you have women that perpetuate that. And this is what I mean when I say women don't understand the plight of women. Those pick me bitches. And they lift up what the bullshit that them lame ass niggas are doing. So y'all gaslight people, and then you turn around and you having the same experience at the hand of a broke ass nigga that's been on your motherfucking couch for several years. And that's the reality. We all have been in some sort, and to be honest, because we are dating, and when you're dating and you're experiencing different things, you're learning what you like, what you don't like, what's your deal breaker. A lot of us, in so many ways, shapes, or form, have been or almost have been abused in some kind of way, or have experienced some kind of trauma in our relationships, whether you have been the person doing it or you have been on the receiving end. And yes, there are some women that are out there and some men that are stronger that can recognize the sign. It's like, if I stay here any longer, this is going to be bad.
Mm-hmm.
What did prime example, I just told you some shit offline.
Mm-hmm.
I said, this is why, because that person is also an abuser. They got one on payroll.
Mm-hmm.
That is the reality.
Well, Tory didn't get out of jail as far as I can tell right now.
It's still like I said, like
unless they get some kind of helicopter evidence with videotape on it. Tory, you just have to sit down for your how long he been in? About a year now?
Yeah.
You got nine.
A couple years now. But like I said, at this point, y'all haven't done anything really to file an appeal. Like you said, filing that paperwork. So y'all saying all of this stuff, but where is the paperwork?
No paperwork. There's no paperwork. It's just talking.
Exactly, but that's what I'm saying. Y'all haven't. Have you?
It's weird because Tory's trying to. It's like he's trying to win public opinion. Like that's going to change his fortune. That's not how legality works. It's weird. Like he wants the public opinion to be like free Tory.
But that's unfortunate. This is what I mean. Niggas need to learn how to read and learn the law. And then y'all always want to get up on this soapbox and say the law.
And why are y'all trying to free Shakur, fucking Tupac's stepfather? All he did for us as black people, starting up nutritional basis, acupuncture clinics, medical clinics, and things like that. Why won't y'all fight for him as much as y'all fight for some punk ass Tory Lanez? Where was all the free Matula Shakur? Where's all the free Mamouy Abdul Jamals? Where are those at? For the brother that was starting a newspaper in Philly that was there getting the word out and the message out about our people and being able to educate us. Where's all the free Mamouys? What y'all worried about Tory Lanez?
So apparently he has filed an appeal against his conviction. His lawyers filed it back in 2023.
No, they filed some new paperwork. Remember, they just put it in.
They put it in, but then it hadn't gone through.
Yeah, it was no paperwork is going through yet. And that's been a week. So if you look it up, there's no paperwork going through. It's like saying my check is in the mail.
So, like I said,
even if this nigga, I'm just saying, man, why don't y'all have the same energy for our black political prisoners?
I mean, because niggas love to nig, but won't go read a book. Won't invest in their own community. And honestly, and I know this is such a small percent. And
it's not most of y'all.
It's loud because of our algorithm, and we know.
And most people are smart enough to understand.
And too busy going on no jumper, telling on themselves. It's fucking weird. Like I'm telling you, these are all the kids in fucking resource. And there's nothing wrong with resource. And that's the thing. It's like I'm talking to some friends that work in education, and how this girl she's a junior in high school talking like a toddler, talking about him went to the bathroom and won't go to resource, talking about she make us read. Well, bitch, it sounds like you need to read.
Wow. Him going to the bathroom. Damn.
Heal the world, make it a better place.
All right. I told you that, remember we talked, I said the Running Man was coming out. It's faster than I thought it was.
Hey y'all, if you like what you see here on Everyone Needs an Aquarius, be sure to hit that button right there. It'll take you to more clips, and be sure to like, subscribe, and share our podcast. See you back next time.